All right, there could be some changes underway for your defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. Offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy interviewing with the Washington Commanders for the same position. Kind of a weird situation here. Normally, you don't see guys moving laterally in the NFL. Teams need to approve it, and they don't normally. They only hire for promotions. But Bieniemy is trying to get out of the shadow, it looks like, of Andy Reid, of Patrick Mahomes. Notoriously, Bieniemy has interviewed for 16 different head coaching jobs with 16 teams, and he is yet to get it. Even after all the success of the Kansas City Chiefs. We're talking 2 Super Bowls now, one of the best offenses in the game, but there are some question marks about him, and he's trying to shake that, and this could really be the opportunity. The Commanders are a dumpster of a franchise offensively. They haven't had a top 10 offense since RG3 in 2012, and they haven't had a competent offense since they got rid of Kirk Cousins in 2017. So there is a lot to be looking for in this offense, and Bieniemy kind of needs to show he can do it on his own. He's been with the Chiefs since 2013, but he took over as offensive coordinator in 2018. We all know what they've done since then, but that coincided with the arrival of Mr. Patrick Mahomes, maybe the greatest quarterback talent ever to step on a football field. So the question was, how much was it Bieniemy? How much was Andy Reid? How much is it Patrick Mahomes? Andy Reid's been calling the plays most of the time here. That was a big question. What is his input? Andy Reid calls the plays. Patrick Mahomes makes magic. What do you necessarily do? Now, he did take over a larger role this past season, and the Chiefs' offense flourished. He did a lot of play calling, most of the play calling, in fact. Andy Reid had his input, but this offense was number 1 in the league in a year that everyone thought they'd be completely rebuilding. No Tyreek Hill. They lost some weapons, but they were the best offense in football, and he just put on a second half clinic in the Super Bowl against the Eagles. Now, there are some other reasons why Bieniemy hasn't gotten the jobs, it sounds like. The word around the NFL is he is not a good interview. I've done videos about it in the past, and that's why you keep going on these interviews to get better. But they say even after all these interviews, he has struggled at times, very unprepared. Teams want you to break down their team, basically. They want to say, where are we good? Where are we bad? What would you do to fix it? And there's been a lot of reports that he's just very unprepared. He isn't into the X's and O's as much as he needed to be. But now he has a bigger role in that Chiefs offense. Maybe he's better able to do that. There's also some questionable stuff in his past, but I don't think that should affect it. That was a very long time ago. He's had an outstanding record in the NFL as a coach, assistant coach, position coaches. So that shouldn't really matter. But he is getting up there in age. He's 54 years old now. He'll be a pretty old guy. I mean, that's not a young head coach. Older than Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin already has arguably a Hall of Fame pedigree as the Pittsburgh Steelers head coach. So he's not a young guy by any means, and taking over this Commanders offense could be the step that he needs. You take over Washington's offense. They got no quarterback. Sam Howell looks to be the guy in Washington next year. They have some good weapons on the outside. Terry McLaurin, absolute monster out there. But really not a great offense, have a very good defense, have a decent head coach in Ron Rivera, but I'm kind of moving off the Rivera train. So if you can take this offense with not really a rookie quarterback, but a low draft pick quarterback, late round guy, and make this offense a top 10 offense, show off your play calling abilities, show off you know how to identify talent, get guys, scout guys, draft guys, whatever it may be offensively that takes you to the next level, gives you a spot, that should be what gets him a head coaching job. I think if he can get to that point, it'll put him over the hump, get him a head coaching job. He should get a head coaching job. Andy Reid guys always get head coaching jobs, and he necessarily hasn't. Now, I get it. There hasn't been a great track record with ex-Andy Reid guys. Some may say, whoa, it's a great record. Doug Peterson's one of the few. I mean, Matt Nagy was a dumpster fire there. Couldn't get the offense right. How can you not get the offense right as an offensive guy? There have been several others. I know Brad Childress comes to mind for me. He was a dump as a head ex-coordinator. There's been a few ex-offensive coordinators under Andy Reid who've kind of laid eggs as head coaches. So I get the apprehensiveness, but you got to give the man a try. I think it would be worth the risk. I mean, you keep rehiring old garbage anyway in the NFL. Might as well give it a shot with somebody new, somebody fresh. Now, it could blow up in your face. It could be all Andy Reid. It could all be Patrick Mahomes. But I think that's why this Commander's job is the right step. Now, you're not going to be winning Super Bowls. You're not going to look great, but you can shake the notion that it is me. I am on my own. And if he fails in Washington completely, then maybe he's not the right guy to be that head coach. Maybe he is just a coordinator, and maybe he still needs some work. A lot of coaches didn't get a job till they were in their later 60s. I can know that. So maybe he just needs more time. Maybe he really needs to get into that X's and O's deep diving ability. If he struggles in Washington, I think he should take this job. I think it's a golden opportunity. 1 year in Washington, you have a top 15, top 12 offense. You are definitely getting a head coaching look next year and probably getting a head coaching job. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is this the right move for Bieniemy? Should he stay in Kansas City? Probably win another Super Bowl next year, or at least get to another Super Bowl, most likely out of the AFC. Or should he go to Washington, let his butterfly wings flap in the wing, let him go on his own? Can he be successful on his own without Andy Reid, without Patrick Mahomes? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share this video with your friends, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.